All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to tennis, and we're in Canada. The first 1,000 event since on a hard court since Miami, and we're watching the player that broke out in Miami. We're watching Eala, and she's taking on Vondi. Very interesting matchup. I tell you, Eala's played some very interesting first round opponents. Like we saw her play Krejcikova at Wimbledon. She got Vondi here. I think she played someone on the clay courts early on, and there was a high profile matchup. She's getting some tough first rounds. Considering there's 96 players in this draw, there's she could have drawn Krejcikova again. It could have been against Fernandez or Osaka or Raducanu or Vondrousova. She could have played anybody else. Those five were the ones that she could have, that were probably the biggest, the scariest matchups, and she got to play Vondi. So let's see how this looks. Both left-handed, a lefty battle. So let's see. More interestingly, let's see how Eala looks back on the hard courts where she broke out. Miami, she broke out, and then of course we went to the clay, and she didn't play great on clay, and then on the grass she was pretty good. Made the final of Eastbourne. I think she won a lot of grass matches before that as well, qualifying of tournaments, and then had to play Krejcikova first round of Wimbledon, which was just a nightmare. Vondi also lost first round Wimbledon against Raducanu, so both of these two players are trying to get off the first round loss of Wimbledon. Again, both very unlucky in those draws, but plenty of other stuff going on as well. We've got so much going on. Canada starts. Fernandez versus Kalinskaya is happening later. We'll watch that as well. Fokina Demonor are playing the final of Washington, which is interesting. I mean, Demon was supposed to be there, I guess, but I guess, Fritz and Shelton and all the Americans lost. I thought one of the Americans would be in the final, but Fokina took them all out. What else is going on? We got Opelka's playing at the moment. Monfils is playing later. Fonseca is playing later. Krejcikova versus Andreescu is later today as well. That's an interesting match. So yeah, a lot of matches. Collins is playing later today. So yeah, pretty hectic start. I don't know how long this tournament goes for. I think it's 10 days. It starts on a Sunday, ends on a Wednesday or something. I don't know. It's weird. The reason why it's like this is because they're trying to fit a 2-week tournament in a week and a half. Like they've got 12. They've got to play 12 days in 10 days. This is where this tournament in Cincinnati, when we look at when they start and when they finish, it makes you think, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? There's not enough weeks in the year, and we're trying to force 2-week events when we don't have 2 weeks. It's tough. Hopefully Canada's good though. I mean, the women's side of Canada is going to be great. Men's side, we'll wait and see. Depends who wins. Fokina leads the head-to-head. That sucks. I hope Demon wins. Me too. All right, players out on court. I'm no scientist, but I don't think winning in sport is based on how handsome you are. Yeah, who said that? Oh, Fokina's handsome, he'll win. Oh, okay. I don't think it's not a beauty contest. I got Eala on my parlay. Hope she doesn't disappoint. Well, yep. Vondi out on court. I think Eala should win this match. The way that she plays. I mean, if Raducanu can beat Vondi on grass, I think that the way that Eala plays can be similar to Raducanu at times. If she plays, as long as the errors are low for Eala, she could probably out-hit Vondi, but it's about her patience because Vondi gets a lot of shots back. and is unorthodox. So we'll see. Hoping Alex will feel like home in Canada. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. By the way, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to watch the women's final of Washington between Fernandez, Kalinskaya, and which should be an interesting final. And then we've got, and then I don't know what we're going to do after that because I've got a. It's Monday in Australia, so I've got to go do stuff before the tournament really kicks off and gets crazy. How am I feeling? All right. I'm going to get my finger looked at today, so that's why I can't stick around. Sinner Alcaraz not playing these tournaments? Yeah. That is correct. They're not playing this tournament. When you say out hit, do you mean winners or Vondi hits errors? I mean winners. Or like forced errors. I think overpower. I think that Eala will overpower Vondrousova. But then Vondi gets a lot of shots back, so it's going to be interesting. The patience of Eala will be tested. So that is where this battle will be won. What happened to my finger? I injured it. Would I prefer to go back to London or New York? I don't know. Probably New York. When will the match start? It's going to start in like 5 minutes. Winner of this is going to play Kostyuk in the second round, so it doesn't get any easier. Still shocked that Shelton went down. Yeah, he lost in straights. I didn't check the scores until I got home yesterday, but yeah, that was kind of weird. Alex left shoulder's taped. Yep, I saw that too. All right. Two left-handers playing each other. It's going to be weird to watch, but we'll get through it. Why do they walk out with kids? Well, there's a variety of reasons. One, it's because they want to give those kids memories that they can be like, hey, I was a ball kid at that tournament. It's usually it's ball kids or usually it's like it's what do you call it? Or it's like an organization that are helping kids in need, or like Children's Hospital or something like that. So it's again just to create a memory for those kids. Kostyuk waits, yeah, that's gonna be tough. I have the Washington doubles on feed. Okay. Vondi has a lot of tattoos. Yep. That is true. Yeah, Novak should play Cincy. Everyone will play Cincy unless they're injured. All players that are healthy will play Cincinnati. Cincinnati is the tournament that the biggest tournament before the US Open. Which is a shame that Canada gets 0. It sucks because Madrid and Rome both have strong. Usually, sometimes Madrid doesn't, but usually they both have strong fields. But then once we get after Wimbledon, it's like Canada. A lot of the time, Canada doesn't have all the best players playing. Everyone takes Canada off after Wimbledon, which is on the men's side, especially on the men's side. On the women's side, it's pretty competitive, except for Sabalenka not here. But everybody else is on the men's side. They just all went, nah, not feeling it this year, which is a shame, Yeah, Eala's got strapping on her shoulder, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also, wind has kicked up as well a little bit. Hey, what's going on, Lilia? How you doing? Lots of tennis rackets with blue colorway for the US Open. Yeah, well, that's they're matching the US Open color pattern. Danny.
Go, Alex.
Thank you for the $5. All right. Here we go. They're warming up, and then we're going to get started. Let's see what both of these ladies who are coming off disappointing Wimbledons. Let's see if they who can rebound. Now, Eala's lost the last 2 matches in a row. She lost that heartbreaking final in Eastbourne, where she had championship points, and then Maya Joint got the win. And then, of course, she played that 3-setter against Krejcikova at Wimbledon, which is just a very unlucky first round. On center court, first day, first match. And Vondi, she won Berlin, and then she lost to Raducanu first round of Wimbledon, which, again, is a tough, terrible, annoying draw. So, both of the ladies are trying to break that losing streak. Not that it's going to be any... Like, the prize is play Kostruk. And Kostruk... look, Kostruk didn't have a great grass season, but Kostruk is not an easy opponent. Kostruk is tough. Kostruk lost to Raducanu last week. It's funny, because, like, I know people, some people don't, give Raducanu credit for her tennis, but, I mean, she's had a good week this week. She had a good week at Wimbledon, right? Lost to Sabalenka very close. Raducanu's been getting, like, some really good quality wins. Beating Vondrousova, beating, who just won a title, beating Kostruk, beating Osaka on a hard court. I mean, they're all good quality wins. But this is not a Raducanu stream, so keep your questions for next week. Actually, she'll probably be playing tomorrow, so we'll watch Raducanu tomorrow play against somebody. She's playing Rosé, right? I think. All right, love 15. I'm going to go whatever I said in the preview, which I don't remember. I think I said Eala. I think I said Eala in 3. As Vondi slice return into the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Vondi as Eala hits it out, and it's love 30. Now, Eala hasn't played since Wimbledon, so it's been a few weeks. And yeah, she's got her shoulder strapped, which is not great, considering she hasn't played. So it's like, what's going on there? Fonzie's match has been moved to Monday. Oh, has it? Okay. Well, we won't be watching that today then. As we find now from Eala in the net. Love 40. Eala looks uncomfortable. Like, she's looking like her shoulder is... She can't... she's not hitting the ball very, very easily. She went home to the Philippines? Yeah, I think I saw that. I saw something about that. But yeah, she looks like her arm definitely is not good. Serving to the forehand of Vondi. Return goes back into Eala. Vondrousova forehand into the forehand of Eala. Again to the forehand of Vondrousova. Eala forehand down the line. That's a great shot. And it's 15-40. 15-40. Whew. 15-40. As Vondi looking at a second serve. Serving to the forehand of Vondrousova. Return goes into the forehand of Eala. Vondi forehand to the back of Eala. Into the slice of Vondrousova. Eala forehand again to the slice of Vondrousova. As Eala comes in and puts the forehand away. Nice. 30-40. 30-40. 2 saved. 30-40. As Vondi has a third break point here. As the other serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Vondrousova. Return goes out, and we get the deuce. We get the deuce. And another fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Vondi. Eala gets a forehand, but it goes long, and it's advantage Vondrousova to take the break. As we get a fault, second serve. Second serve to the forehand of Vondi. Return goes to the forehand of Eala. Vondrousova forehand to the Eala backhand. As we get a backhand slice from Vondi. Backhand from Eala again to the slice of Vondi. As Eala forehand down the line. Vondrousova gets up the stretch. Eala with the drop shot. Vondi gets there with a backhand pass. That's too good. Vondi's quick. Underrated quickness, Vondrousova. She gets the break. She is off to a good start. She is quick. All right. One love, Vondi. All right. Let's see how Vondi serves. But what a start. Great start. As the forehand goes down the line from Eala. Slice from Vondi goes into the forehand of Eala. And Eala puts it away, love 15. Love 15. Washington said they were going to do their best for the finals so the players can get to Canada. That's good. All right. Vondi double faults. Love 30. Too many matches now. Yeah. Yeah, Canada had to start today because it finishes on the 7th of August. So in order to get all the matches done, they had to start on the Sunday. All right, 15:30. The return goes the forehand of Vondi. Backhand out from Eala. But Vondrousova hit it out, 15:40. The most disappointing thing about this situation is Fernandez, who is probably the face, at least of Montreal. She's the face of the locals, right? She will be playing a final today and then going tomorrow probably to play her first round. So, That sucks. That's double fault, by the way. We're back in serve 1-1. That's where it's so unfortunate that Fernandez, who, had a great week this week, it's not her fault she was playing well, now has to go and play her home tournament probably after getting off a plane tomorrow. That's so frustrating, So, that's disappointing. And she's got to play Maya Joint, so that's already a tough match. Unless they give her the day off tomorrow, but I don't know how that would work. Unless they can go, she won't play tomorrow, she'll play the next day, and then the week, and then the day after. I don't know. Love 15. There's a 4 now from Vondi. Into the net. 15-all. Somebody tells me Fernandez may not play if she wins tonight. There's no way. Fernandez, unless she gets hurt in the final, she will 100% play this tournament. This is her home tournament. There's no way she's not going to Montreal to play the tournament. She had if it was Cincinnati, I'd be like, maybe, but she's definitely playing Canada. They play one tournament in Canada a year, so she's got to play. 15-all. Like I said, she's the face of the tournament. For at least for locals. I'm sure she's on the marketing in Montreal. She's probably her face is probably all around Montreal to say, hey, come support Leylah Fernandez, the best Canadian player. All right, 30-15. I mean, yeah, Callan Sky. I think Callan Sky is going to withdraw if she wins today. I think Callan Sky would probably withdraw. 30-15. Is it a double fault? 30-all. Yeah, Andreescu's playing today. She's playing Krejcikova. Ugh, tough first round. And then there's also Jeannie Bouchard. I think they're the three big Canadian draw cards. Because remember, this tournament is split. The men and the women are playing at the same time, but they're not in the same city. So Montreal wouldn't be talking about Toronto. So you wouldn't be seeing Shapovalov or anything like that. You'd only see the Canadian ladies from Montreal. And then on Toronto, you'd only see the FAA and whatever. 40-30. Oh yeah, Mbaka's playing too. True. But I don't know if she's as well known yet. She's not as high profile yet. All right, 40-30. As the return goes into the forehand of Eala. Backing up from Vondi sliced. Into the forehand of Eala. As Vondi gets it back, but it's in the net. 2-1. Eala holds. Now, Mbako's playing. She got a wild card, I think. She is playing against somebody. Burrell. And then she'll play Ken in second round if she wins. She's in the Gauff section of the draw. So that sucks. But if she gets to Gauff, it's a fourth round, so that's not bad. And then, the section that these two are in has also got winner of this place, Kostyuk, and then there's also Krejcikova, Fernandez, Andreescu, and Andreeva, who are all in this section as well. All right, 2-1. Excited for Demon versus Fokina. Cool. That should be an interesting match. Probably a long match too. That match might take a while. All right, 2-1 to Eala. Let's see if Vondi can hold. All right. As a return goes in the forehand of Vondrousova. Into the forehand of Eala. Backhand of Vondi. As Eala goes into the down the line for a forehand winner. All right. Love 15. Love 15. As Eala makes an error, 15 all. As the return goes wide by Eala, 30-15. Serve again. As the return goes to the forehand of Vondi, 30-15. The Eala forehand again, the forehand of Vondrousova. As the Eala goes down the line, slice from Vondi into the forehand of Eala, and Eala hit the tape, goes in. Vondi comes to the net. Eala puts up a lob. Goes in. Vondi with the forehand to the forehand of Eala. Again, the forehand of Vondrousova. Vondi hits it out. 30 all. 30 all. As Vondi hits a good serve, 40-30. As Vondi serves the fault. Second serve. The return goes to the backhand of Vondi. Forehand from Eala is out, and it's 2-all. Vondi holds. Emma is British, yes. That ball was out by like this much. That was a bad miss. Or a big miss. Wasn't that bad. It was an aggressive miss. All right. Back to Eala. As Vondi wins the point, love 15. Love 15. As the return goes into the forehand of Eala, and then Vondi in the net. 15 all. As the return goes in the net from Vondi, 30-15. Raducanu choose to represent the UK for better prospects. Otherwise, she could represent Canada anytime if she wants. Okay. 30-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Eala. Forehand now from Vondi into the forehand of Eala as Vondi goes down the line in the net. 40-15. I feel like if Raducanu was going to represent any other country, it'd either be Romania or China. Just because she was born in Canada doesn't mean she'd play for Canada. Like, her parents are not Canadian. as far as I know. So I don't know why she would represent a country that she has no... Like, she was just born in Toronto. I don't think she... Her parents aren't from there. They just lived there for a time. Her father is from Bucharest, and her mum is from China. I feel like she'd more likely represent... Like, it says here, she moved to England when she was 2 years old. So I don't think she would represent Canada. She was just born there. She was just born there. I don't think she probably has many connections to Canada or memories of Canada if she was 2 years old. I don't remember what happened when I was 2. I can't remember. My first memory probably was like when I was 5 or 4. Like, that's about, like, do you remember what you were? Do you remember 0 to 2 years old? Do you remember? So the only thing is that she was born in Canada. I don't think she has any connection to Canada besides the fact that her parents were in Canada at the time of her birth. Like, that's it. You know? I don't think she has any... I don't think she'd represent Canada. Ah, 3-2 Eala. I can't remember what I did in my 20s. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I feel like if she was going to not play for the UK, she'd play for probably Romania. I think she'd play for Romania. Because they've got a solid tennis organization. You know, they've got players. They've got... it's in Europe as well, so she wouldn't have to move that far away. You know, she wouldn't have to, you know... It wouldn't be that far removed from England. I feel like that would be her... if she ever did. But she wouldn't. Why would she? Why would she even want to move? British tennis... I mean, there's not that many players from the UK. So the funding for the UK players would be way higher. It's not as competitive, right? It's not as high level as competitive. There's not as many players that, you know, they're going to put a lot more money into her and her helping her, you know, win more than they would if she went somewhere where there was more competition between players. Like if she went to Russia, right? I mean, there's a lot of players from Russia. You know, a lot of Americans, right? Why, you know, American players, same thing, right? There's a lot of players that they need to try and help. The organizations have to help, right? Anyways, 15 love. As Eala hits out, 30 love. Love as we return now to the forehand of Vondi. Vondi hits a winner. 40 love. If you're a tennis player, the best country to be from is UK with Wimbledon. That's not true. If that were true, there'd be more British players. The best country to be a part of, it seems, right now, if you're... It's hard. I mean, look, obviously, anywhere that has a slam is probably going to be... They're going to have a lot of funding, but doesn't necessarily mean it's... like being Australian... Like being from Australia is not ideal for tennis because they play here once a year, and you've got to like travel a lot. Europe, somewhere in Europe would be the better choice. I feel like maybe Spain. I mean, probably Italy, right? Because Italy are just mad for tennis. Look how many players are coming out of Italy, right? So you got to think that they've got a pretty decent facilities, and they're putting a lot of money into Italian tennis. Like Italy, it's no surprise that Italian tennis have gone crazy right now. That's not a coincidence. That all of a sudden every single Canadian player even the Czech Republic, right? We always say, like, why? How does this happen? They must just invest so much into their players and help so many people to try and become professionals, right? So if I could pick, I would say Italy or Czech Republic. They're the two places that you would want to represent, I think, right now. Because I think America's too competitive. Like, America's got a lot of good players, but they've also got a lot of, it just feels like there's a lot of players, right? So it's like, I don't know how much funding they've got to help everybody. Whereas Italy don't have that many players, but they have a lot of, like, they're starting to get a lot of players. Like, Didiri's winning tournaments, you got Caboli, obviously Sinner and Berrettini, Musetti, Sonego's been around. There's not that many. It's not oversaturated with players, but there's still a lot of players coming up at the same time. Anaudi, right? And then Czech Republic, I mean, on the men's side, it's starting to become good. 15-0. So I'd probably want to come out of those two places. Probably more Italy, because they've got Rome as well, right? Which is a 1,000 event. So you've got that big, tournament as well. Whereas I don't know how many tournaments in the Czech Republic anymore. Strava's gone, and I don't think the men play there. Prague is the only tournament I can think of in Czech Republic. 15-0. As that goes in the net from Vondi, 30-15. Serve again. Into the forehand of Vondi. Return goes back into Eala. Vondi with a backhand pass in the net. 40-15. 40-15. Eala to take back the lead. $40-15. And Eala serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Vondi. Return goes backhand slice of Eala. There's Vondrousova forehand to the forehand of Eala, who hits it in the net. 40-30. 40-30. Cam always misses my milestones. Wait, what? Thank you, London lady, for the 33 months. You must put it on you must put it in the chat when I'm yapping. Thank you for the 33 months. As a return goes in the forehand of Eala, forehand now from Vondi. Again, the forehand of Eala is Vondi backhand. Into the backhand of Eala, forehand from Vondi in the net. Eala leads 4-3. You must be timing it when I'm not watching this chat. And thank you for the 33 months. That's almost 3 years. I wasn't giving you a finger. I have a sore finger. All right. All right. Eala holds 4-3. First set is a close contest. Second set will be more of a gap. Okay. Maybe. Yep, don't need to put scores in the chat. We've got the scoreboard for that, so. All right, 4-3. There's Vondi losing the point. Love 15. Love 15 as Vondi serves again. As the return goes to Fawn to Vondi. Vondi puts it away. 15 all. As the return goes into the slice of Vondrousova. Into the backhand of Eala. And Vondi hits a forehand cross court. Eala gets it with her forehand. And it's a drop shot, but Vondi gets it. Eala puts up a lob. Vondi with a smash. Too easy. And it's 30-15. $30-15. $30-15 as Vondi serves a fault. Second serve. Serving the back end of Eala. Great return. Vondi slicing the net. 30-all. Chance for Eala to get the break and serve for the set here. 30-all. $30-all as we get a fault second serve. As Vondi double faults. 30-40. $30-40. As a forehand down the line from Vondi, that goes. Oh no, Eala hit it out. My bad. All right, deuce. Do you think Osaka will ever reach the level she was between 2017 and 2021? I don't know. Maybe. As Vondi hits it wide. And it's advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. As Vondi serves. A fault. Second serve. Oh, no, it wasn't second serve. My bad. I thought she missed the first. Eala breaks. I look away for 2 seconds and that doesn't happen. Eala breaks. 5-3. She goes serve the set. I thought I heard fault, but I must have heard out. 5-3. Looks like it's going to rain on and off in Washington until evening. Ugh, I don't want to watch Washington if it's going to rain. Anyways, backhand goes into the net from Vondi. 15 love. I don't want to watch a rain-delayed final. All right, 15 love. All right, 15 all. As Eala tries to win this first set. As Eala double faults, 15-30. As Eala comes to the net and puts it wide, 15-40. 15-40. As Vondi looks to break back. As Vondi hits it out the return, 30-40. One saved. As Eala serves a fault. Second serve. As the return goes out by Vondi, and we get the deuce. We get to deuce. We're serving to the forehand of Vondi. Forehand from Eala to the backhand of Vondrousova. As Eala forehand to the forehand of Vondrousova. To the forehand of Eala. As Vondi again to the forehand of Eala. Down the line's good. To the slice of Vondrousova. Vondi hits it out. Eala's got a set point advantage. Eala to take the first set. Advantage Eala. As Eala serves into the back forehand of Vondi. Slice goes into the forehand of Eala. Vondi again to the forehand of Eala. As Vondi backhand slice goes to the backhand of Eala. Again, the backhand of Vondi. As Eala backhand on the stretch. Vondrousova forehand to the backhand again of Eala. And Eala hits it out. We get back to deuce. Hey, Bison, thank you for the 18 months. All right, we're back to deuce. As with a forehand from Eala down the line. Great shot. Slice from Vondi goes up. Into the back, into the forehand of Eala. Backhand of Vondi. Into the forehand of Eala as Vondi forehand cross. Eala gets it and hits it wide. There's a long rally. Eala looks tired after that one. Now, Vondi does make you play long, slow rallies. That was one of them. Advantage Vondi. Advantage Vondrousova. As Eala hits it down line for a winner. Must have hit the outside of the line. Vondi thought it was wide. That was close. We get back to deuce. Well, that was in by like this much. Vondi was like, I don't know about that. All right, back to deuce. If somebody sneezed, that ball would have gone out. Eala serves. A fault. Second serve. Double fault. Advantage Vondrousova. As we return now from Vondi into the forehand of Eala. Vondrousova in the nets, and we're back to deuce. Back to deuce. We need to serve again. Into the net, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Vondi. Return the net, advantage Eala to take the first set. As it goes into the backhand of Vondi. Forehand from Eala is too good. There's the first set. 6-3. She gets it done eventually. First set in the bag. 6-3. All right. First set for Eala. A lot of double faults. Serving wasn't great. Only 3 breaks. But a lot of errors as well, which, again, that's... If you've never watched Vondrousova, she's not somebody that's going to produce a lot of winners. And she's also somebody who's not going to allow her opponents to hit winners. I mean, the Wimbledon final in 2023, if you watch that match, you're going to think that it was a terrible match. But tactically, the way that Vondi plays is to make her opponents not play well. That's part of her strategy, is to not give her opponents any power or anything to go off and put them in awkward positions. And that's, it's more tactical, Vondi. So yeah, okay, stats, unforced errors and winners may look bad, but Vondi does drag players down below their best and make them hit a lot of errors because the way that she plays. She doesn't hit the ball hard. She hits the ball with angles and makes players try and hit winners from weird positions that they're not used to hitting. So, and also she frustrates people, right? She's frustrating because she doesn't do much, right? She doesn't get anybody running around and trying to hit. She's not trying to hit spectacular winners. So, and also she's sneaky fast. So you think, I'll just drop shot. She can run. So that's why we get a lot of errors when Vondi matches are on. But Eala wins the first set anyway, 6-3. Eala is playing back-to-back Wimby champs. Yeah, true. Didn't think of that. Vondi's very crafty. Exactly. And it's not pretty, but there is, it is intentional. It's not like she's, playing and, although she gets very lucky. All the matches that she plays, she seems, no, it's an intentional style that she's crafted, right? She puts a lot of slice backhands in. She, goes for the angled forehands rather than trying to go for the power. She moves her opponents around to hit balls where they're not used to hitting them, All right, 30-15. As with a forehand to forehand rally. Great shot from Eala. Slice from Vondi goes in. Eala hits a drop shot in the net. And it's 40-15. As Vondi hits a winner, and it's 1-love in the second. All right. 1-love in the second. Let's see if Eala can keep it going. She did win the first set against Krejcikova. So let's see if this time she can go one better. All right, Eala to serve. Someone going to win their first 500 today? Yeah. I thought, didn't Fernandez win Monterey? Isn't that a 500? Or was that a 250 when she won it? I thought she might have won a 500. That is a 500. Maybe not. 1-love. As we just served now the forehand of Vondi. Vondi in the net, 15-love. There's a 250. Okay, because it's been upgraded since then, right? Okay. Last year it was upgraded, wasn't it? Because now it's a 500. I think it's a 500 before the US Open, like the week before. 15 love as the other forehand goes wide. 15-all. As Eala serves again. As it a forehand now from Eala into the slice of Vondrousova. Eala forehand again to the back of Vondi into the forehand of Eala. As Vondi on the stretch with a slice. Goes into the forehand of Eala. Eala in the net. 15-30. 15-30. Chance for Vondi to get the early break in the second. 15-30. Last tournament before the US Open, possibly. Yeah, I think it's like the week before the US Open. But if the US Open are smart, they would put Eala in a doubles match. I mean, like, I don't know how Eala is not, unless she's made commitments to play other tournaments before the US Open. I don't know how they didn't get Eala to team up in the mixed doubles. Like, that seems so crazy to me that they wouldn't have, and they didn't pick her. You know? It seems crazy. Considering how, popular she's been. 30-old. They should have just put Joao Fonseca together. Like, that would have been perfect. The two young, exciting players of 2025. Like, that would have been a no-brainer. 30-old. But maybe they are playing somewhere else, so they just didn't want to. They probably got asked, but then they were unavailable. Anyway, that goes out by Eala. 30-40. As we default second serve. Second serve. As a return goes into the forehand of Eala. Vondi with a forehand again. The forehand of Eala. Into the backhand of Vondrousova sliced. Into the backhand of Eala. Vondrousova forehand passing shot. Eala with a volley. It's too good. Great shot. And we get to deuce. All right, we get to deuce. And that was just too good. She's been working on the volleys with the doubles that Eala's been playing. All right, deuce. And the return goes out by Vondrousova. And it's advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. So apparently Fonseca is playing tomorrow now. So he's not playing today. So we're not going to be watching Fonzie because he's not actually playing. He's playing tomorrow. All right, back to deuce. Washington ladies final will take place at 2:45, and doubles has been moved. Oh, has it? Okay. So when's that? Is that in like half an hour? All right, advantage Eala. What's the time now? So that's in like 40 minutes. All right. Advantage Eala. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. There's a return the net by Vondi. And it is 1-1 in the second. Okay. All right. Eala love 15. Love 15. As Vondi serves the fault, second serve. Second serve. As that goes out in love 30. Chance for a break. Love 30. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Eala puts it away. Love 40. Love 40. To take the break in the second. All right, love 40. Sorry, 15-40. As we serve again. There's a fault by Vondi. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Eala is a let. Serve again. Into the backhand of Eala. Forehand now from Vondrousova. Eala slice on the stretch. There's Vondi forehand again to the backhand of Eala on the stretch. Lob goes up. In comes Vondi and she puts it away. 30-40. Still break point here for Eala. 30-40. As the Eala return is just wide. And we get to deuce. Rematch Eala Kostyuk in hard courts is interesting. Should be, yeah. That'd be a fun rematch. Is that the first? So it would be the second Eala rematch, right? Because Swiatek had a rematch. Eala hasn't played too many players twice, has she? Was it a return out from Eala at the backhand of Vondi? Eala backhand. With the slice of Vondrousova. As Eala forehand again to the backhand of Vondi. Vondi hits it out. And Eala gets another break point. Advantage Eala. Like, she's played Swiatek twice. Has she played anyone else twice? Can't think. As that goes out by Eala, and it's back to deuce. Back to deuce. Oh, yeah, she played Penko twice, hasn't she? Yeah. She played Penko twice. We're an ace out wide from Vondi, and it's advantage Vondrousova. Yeah, she played Penko in Miami and then on the grass, didn't she? Advantage Vondi. As a default from Vondi, second serve. Double fault. We're back to deuce. I'm from Ireland, rooting for Eala. Nice. What's up? Advantage Vondi. As a backhand slice from Vondrousova into the front of Eala. Vondi slice on the stretch. Into the front of Eala as Vondi slice lob. Vondi with another slice lob. Eala comes in with a forehand. Drive volley winner. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. As Vondi hits a lovely drop shot winner. Advantage Vondrousova. Advantage Vondrousova. As Vondi serves a let. Vondi serves in the front of Eala in the net. 2-1 Vondi in the second. Vondrousova. Okay. Okay. What's going on, chat? How we doing? Other stuff going on right now. Opelka is serving for the match against Ovna. That's about it. That's about it. And then we got the women's final of Washington starting in like 20 minutes. Oh, man. Hopefully the schedule's a little nicer tomorrow. Wait, what time's Fonseca playing tomorrow? 4 a.m. So tomorrow we've got Raducanu, Osaka, Fonseca. That's at this stage. I don't know if we have anyone else, but that's who we have at this stage. We'll go see where they... Raducanu will, if she plays, will play probably at the same time as Fonseca, to be honest. Second match on center court. And then Osaka will probably play at night. I don't think the Seeds are playing tomorrow, are they? Pretty sure they're not playing on Sunday. On Monday. All right. 2-1 Vondi in the second. As we get a return into the back of Eala, 15 love as Vondi goes to volley Eala, and Eala in the net with the volley, 15 all. Zverev plays Tuesday. Okay. All right. As Vondi is at 15:30 here. Eala in trouble again on serve. $15.30. As Eala serves a fault, second serve. And it's a double fault. 15:40. $15.40. And Vondi breaks. 3-1. 3-1. Vondi with the break in the second. All right. 3-1. What happened to Maya joint? Is she playing any tournaments? Is she playing? She plays today. Tomorrow. Fernandez tomorrow. She's playing Fernandez. All right, 3-1 Vondi. God, I tell you what, that tetanus shot is still giving me grief. And my arm is so sore. Just from, it feels like I've just like slept on it funny or something. I don't know. Oh, it sucks. Like it hurts to lift my arm. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid thing. 15 all. So silly. Why'd you get a tetanus? Because I cut my hand. 15 all. As with a fault from Vondi. Second, what was that? Let from Vondi. Better than having tetanus, though? True. I'll take a sore arm for a week over that. As a return the net by Eala, 30-15. No worries. Thank you, Renee, for watching. 30-15. As that goes out from Eala, 40-15. So that was an ace. My bad. Didn't go anywhere. Just too good by Vondi. Too strong. 40-15. Another ace. All right, 2 aces in a row. Vondi 4-1 in the second. Great serving from Vondi. 4-1. You also should get tennis every 10 years, and even if you get something by B. Yeah, that's why I got one, because I can't remember the last time I got one. Yeah, I have to go to the docs. I have to go to the doctor today and check my finger. Get it rewrapped. I haven't checked it since Friday. 4-1. But it's not hurting anymore, so that's good. Also, chat, I went to the thrift yesterday because I was bored, and I went to go buy. What did I get? I got like 4 DVDs, and then when I got to the counter, they said, "Oh, you got a $10 voucher." So I basically went and got another 6, and I got 10 movies for free. So that was fun. So that was great. I got 10 free movies, pretty much. It was awesome. I got Blade. What did I get? I got Blade, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or the 3 Honey, I Shrunk movies. I got like a Heath Ledger trilogy, like 3-pack of movies. What else did I get? I got some Jack Black movie with Ben Stiller that I never heard of. And I got Blade 3, I think, as well. I got something else. I can't remember. Love 15. Hope it wasn't too severe and he was well and quickly. Yeah, it should be alright. Luckily, I didn't cut. It wasn't like I didn't cut my finger off, so it should be okay. Love 30. Eala in trouble here. First serve was a fault, second serve. Second serve. Serving to the front of Vondi. Vondi in the net, 15-30. Also, chat, I found... I went to this, like, cool, like... I don't know what it was called. It's called... I guess it was an antique store. And they were selling CDs. And I found 2 CDs that I was looking for as well, which was really good. Is it a backhand winner from Eala? 30-0. So that was good. All right, 30-0. It was at a flea market. No, it wasn't a flea market. It was like an antique store where it had like all these quirky, cool things. All right, 30-0. As a return goes into the backhand of Eala. Vondi forehand to the forehand of Eala. As Vondi goes into the forehand again of Eala, and Eala hits it wide. And Vondi's got another chance to... we've got a chance here to break twice in the second set. 30-40. Break point for a double break in this second set. As Vondi slices it back to the front of Eala. Into the back of Vondi, who puts it up for a lob, but it's not high enough. And Eala puts it away. Deuce. All right, deuce. Is it a fault? Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Vondi as we go down the line of the slice of Vondi. Eala forehand in the net. And it's advantage. Vondi for a double break. By the way, Chad, the other day I was watching, I got season 1 of Arrested Development. I've seen most of it before, but God, it's funny. Just so stupid. It's such a stupid show. Eala, by the way, the tape on her shoulder is falling off. So she's going to probably have to get that redone at some point. All right, serve out wide. The forehand of Vondi is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Vondi. Into the forehand of Eala. Again, the forehand of Vondi. Eala again to the forehand of Vondrousova as Eala goes down the line, but it's wide. There's a double break. 5-1. Vondi in the second. 5-1. All right. Vondi's going to serve for the second set. All right. Vondi serves a fault. Second serve. There's a double fault. Love 15. As Vondi serves again. As Vondi gets the point, 15-all. We got a fault from Vondi. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes out by Eala. 30-15. Many Canadians in action today on Bocco and Andreescu. Yeah. A lot of them. Yep. There's a lot of them. 30-15. DC is scheduled to start in a few minutes. All right. Well, we'll get to that eventually. All right. 30-15 as Eala hits a winner. 30-all. As Eala hits it out on the return, it's 40-30. As the return goes in the backhand of Vondi, backhand out from Eala to the backhand of Vondi on the stretch. Eala forehand, Vondi with a pass. Too good. Vondi takes the second. 6-1. We're going 3. Okay. Okay. All right. Andreescu versus Krejcikova intriguing. Yeah, it'd be cool. I once found an antique wooden racket that was double-headed in kind of a heart shape. That's cool. That's cool. Bondi will win this match. Yeah, didn't Eala win the first set against Krejcikova, didn't she? And unfortunately, then it went away. So unfortunately, that's not a. We don't want to hear that. Sorry if no one cares, but England won. You're right, nobody cares. But thank you. Your apology accepted. Didn't they win the last one? So wasn't it already home? I thought didn't England win the last Euros? So it's back home, or did they lose the last Euros? Is that why it's a big deal? I thought didn't the women's team win last time? Oh, back to back. Yeah, okay. So it's staying home. You got to change the lyrics. Medical timeout, Eala. Yeah, she's getting her shoulder fixed. All right. Cool. The month's in action. Cool. Cool. So yeah, Eala's just getting a medical timeout on her shoulder, which was injured when she walked in. Her left shoulder, so her playing arm. So she's just getting some medical attention to get that sorted. By the way, the women's final, they haven't come out on court yet, have they? Also, Lerner Tien's playing at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. We should just get her shoulder retaped. What's her injury? So yeah, she has a shoulder issue that she had. She came in with a shoulder issue, so yeah, she just getting that reapplied, the tape redone, so that she can continue. What's happening in Washington? It's raining. Will Layla play in this tournament? She should, yeah. I think she will. Unless something happens today in the final, but she should. Why show up if she's injured? I find that so weird when people say that. Like, because it's her job, it's also part of her game. Like, if you wake up and you feel sick, are you like, oh, I can't do anything today? No, you push through. If it's not like, really bad. You might take one day off, but you're like, no, I'm going to, what are you talking about? She's a professional athlete. This is part of the game. Injuries happen. You don't just give up as soon as you get, oh, my shoulder, I'm not playing any ever again. I have to retire. What are you talking about? But that sounds like you put money on her. That's why you're pissed. Why did she show up? Oh, you just want a refund. Okay, we get it. Okay, that's different. Okay. If you put money on her and you're like, oh, man, she's losing because I bet on her. Well, that's your fault. You gotta just be better at that. You should have known, like when you saw her with tape on her shoulder when she walked out, you should have realized. All right, we got the final of Washington's about to start as well, so let's kick that off. And the final set of Vondrousova versus Eala is also kicking off. I'm going to go what did I say? I said Eala in 3, right? So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with Eala in 3. As Eala hits a winner, it's 15-0. As Eala serves again. And the forehand goes in the forehand of Vondrousova. Eala forehand. Again, the forehand of Vondi. And Vondi hits a winner. 15-30. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Washington final. The weather has been shitty. So hopefully we can get through. But we've also got Vondi taking on Eala as well. One of the best first rounds going in Canada, because Canada started today as well. So we've got a lot to cover. Hopefully in Washington the weather holds off so we can get through the final. 15:30 is a return from Vondi. Goes into the forehand of Eala. Vondi forehand again to the forehand of Eala. Eala overhits it. 15:40. And see, the thing with Eala's shoulder is obviously the longer the match has gone, the more it's becoming a problem. But she's going to try and shorten the points. And with Vondi, that's something you don't want to do, right? You don't want to try and, like, if you've got a sore shoulder, you don't want to try and, first of all, you don't want to overhit and hurt it more. But you got to be patient against Vondi. So between playing against Vondi and trying to hit through Vondrousova, plus you got a bad shoulder, it's not a great combination. 30-40, because Vondi's not going to give you free points. That's the biggest thing that Eala's not going to get any freebies from Vondi. So she has to hit winners, which is something that her arm is saying that she doesn't want to do, right? So it's a really awkward situation for Eala. 30-40. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala, passing shot from Vondi down the line is too good. And Vondi breaks, 1-love in the third. Now you wonder if Eala's going to retire or not, because not that she should, but also shoulder, especially because it's her left shoulder, so it's her hitting, her playing arm. Cincinnati's a long way away, so she's going to have a couple of weeks to recover if she doesn't win this match. But I don't think she should retire, especially because she hasn't played since Wimbledon. So she hasn't played for 4 weeks. So, because she played day 1 of Wimbledon, right? And then she lost. So she hasn't played for 2 weeks of Wimbledon plus 2 weeks the last 2 weeks, right? So the first match in 4 weeks. And she's got 2 weeks until her next match, possibly. So probably not the worst thing to keep playing, but then again, I don't know. I mean, if it's going to get worse, you don't want it to be season ending, right? Uh, 15 love. There's a default from Vondrousova, second serve. There's a 4 now from Vondi, goes long, 15-0. So Fernandez is going to serve first in this final against Kalinskaya. This Layla's biggest finals after the US Open? Yes. As Vondi 30-15? I think it is, yes. Ah, 40-15. So she's made the final. Actually, no. Her biggest final was last year in Eastbourne. She made the final of a 500 event. So, no, this is not her biggest final since then. But the big difference, I guess, between these two is that Fernandez has won 3 titles and Kalinskaya has won 0. So when it comes to winning trophies, the experience goes, or the better player has been Fernandez. Because Kalinskaya, she's played a couple of finals in her career, but she has won 0. She should have probably won 2 titles already, but she lost in Dubai. Actually, she's made 2 finals, her third final. But both finals she's played, she had chances to win them. So that sucks. Dubai and Berlin last year, I think she had championship points in Berlin, and she was serving for the match in Dubai. Paolini beats her and Pegula beats her. So, yeah. All right, advantage Eala to get the break back. As Vondi serves the fault, second serve. As the return goes out by Eala. And it's back to deuce. Is it bad planning on Layla's team if she's playing DC final now and hours away from round 1 in Montreal? And no, it's not bad planning. It's just that's not bad planning at all. It's not Fernandez's fault that she's played well this week. Why should she be penalized for that? It's a shame. It's not bad planning. I mean, you're going to win a title, right? As Eala hits a winner, it's advantage Eala. I mean, what do you suggest she does? Like withdraw from this tournament before the final, or play? What do you think she does? 30 love. It's just bad scheduling from the tour. That's the. It's not Fernandez. It's the tour's schedule. Last year she probably wouldn't have played Monday in Canada. She would have played Tuesday, so she would have had a day off. But in 2025, they start on a Sunday, and it's a little bit different. So. 40 love Fernandez, and we're back to deuce here with Vondi and Eala. Cam, was Eastbourne a 500 event? Not according to the WTA website. Both her titles in Monterey were 500s. Yeah, no, Carl. So you're looking at the WTA website in 2025. She didn't win Monterey this year, and it wasn't Eastbourne this year. So Eastbourne last year was 500, and Monterey, the 2 years she won, were 250s. So in 2025, if you look at the WTA website, it's going to say that that's not the case. But it's because Eastbourne got downgraded and Monterey got upgraded. But that was after Fernandez has made the finals. So you got to go look at like 2023, 2024. The schedule looked different. Like tournaments get upgraded and downgraded all the time. So yeah, this year, those tournaments are flipped, right? But she didn't win them this year. Because I thought the same. I thought Monterey had upgraded when Fernandez won. But no, she won it before it upgraded. Beautiful venue, by the way, Monterey. All right, we get back to Deuce here. Vondi trying to keep the break. As the backhand goes into the forehand of Eala. Forehand now from Vondi. Into the forehand of Eala is Vondi forehand passing shot. Too good. Advantage Vondrousova. Advantage Vondrousova. As Vondi serves an ace. All right. Vondrousova takes a 2-love lead in the third. All right. As Vondi hits a forehand down the line at the backhand of Eala. Vondi backhand slice. Drop shot. Eala gets it, but... Oh, and hits a winner. Great pickup. 15-love. Great shot from Eala. All right, 15-love. As Eala goes to the forehand of Vondrousova. Up goes a lob. Eala with the forehand into the forehand of Vondi as Eala forehand on the line. Vondrousova backhand goes to the backhand of Eala, who hits a drop shot. Vondi gets it with a slice, but it goes long. 30-love. 30-love. $30-love. By 40-30, Kellen Sky to take the first game of her final. As Eala gets a 40-love. Kellen Sky holds, by the way. All right, 40-love. As Eala serves. And the return goes into the backhand of Vondrousova. Eala with the backhand into the forehand of Vondi. Into the forehand of Eala, who goes on for a winner. All right, 2-1. 2-1, Vondrousova with a break. Two, 1. All right, 2-1 as Kalinskaya up 15-all against the Fernandez serve. All right, 15-all. As Fernandez gets the 30-15. By the way, Kalinskaya is stretching her legs out already. That's not a good sign. $30-15. As Kalinskaya gets a 30-all. And it's 40-30. Good serve from Fernandez, and Vondi gets the 30 love. Love. As we're to 40 love. Vondi to keep this break. As Vondi holds 3-1. As Fernandez gets to advantage. All right. As Fernandez hits it in the net, we get back to deuce. We get back to deuce. As Eala gets a 30 love. All right, 30 love. As it'll back in for Vondi. That goes to the net. 40 love. $40 love. As the other holds, 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. Vondrousova in the final set. All right, chat. We got some news. So Naomi Osaka and Patrick Mouratoglou are now officially not working together. They have split as coach and player. Let's go have a look at what Osaka had to say over on social media about the split. This is what Osaka had to say over on Instagram. She said, "Merci, Patrick. Wishing you nothing but the best. You are one of the coolest people I've ever met. And I'm sure I'll see you around." So, a short message, a short goodbye, and they won't be working together going forward. There you have it. That is the update on the situation. We didn't see him last week in Washington. He wasn't around with Osaka when she was playing that tournament. And of course, she's playing in Canada this week. So, bit of a shame that they're not working together. Of course, in the press conferences over the last couple of months, you could tell that she felt really disappointed when she would lose matches and let him down. So maybe that was part of the reason why they split. Maybe the pressure of, getting coached by Serena's old coach was maybe a little bit too much for Osaka, which is fair enough. I mean, she obviously respects him immensely to hire him in the first place, and we know how much she, respects and adores Serena. So it'll be interesting. Let me know down in the comments below, though. Who do you think Osaka should get next? There is some coaches that are floating around. Of course, Goran is around. Does she get Goran onto her team? That would be really interesting. I don't know how that combination would work, but that could be something fun. I don't know if Goran's ready to get coached or ready to get back into the coaching game just yet after what we just saw with Tsitsipas. But there it is. Osaka and Patrick Mouratoglou not going to be working together going forward. So there you have it. She didn't, when she lost the other day though, she didn't seem as disappointed as, Wimbledon and that. So yeah, again, maybe this might have, he wasn't there last week, so they must have been in talks of it, something happening, but I don't think Goran and Naomi would be a good match. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Goran's wants to coach for at least for the rest of the year. I think Goran probably he just wants to chill. Anyways, Eala 15-all against the Vondi serve. Vondi's got the break in the third. Also Fernandez 2-1 in the first, in the final of Washington. But what about Patrick Mouratoglou? Who's he going to go to next? Be interesting to see where he ends up. I'm sure he won't be out of coaching for long. I'm sure he'll want to get back into coaching somebody. I don't know who he could coach, though. Who's around? Who's around for him to coach? I don't know who's around for him to coach. Does Rune need a coach? I mean, I know Rune and Agassi have been linked, but I don't think they were not as a coach and player. I think it was more out of... What about Zverev and Mouratoglou? Would that be a thing? I mean, to be honest, I think Tsitsipas and Mouratoglou might... they've worked together before. That might be a combination. If Steph... and I think Patrick knows because he grew up. Well, Steph grew up with through the Mouratoglou Academy, so he I think he knows, or he might. Patrick Mouratoglou will know how to deal with the family dynamic potentially, so that could be something. But I'm sure Mouratoglou won't be out of this scene for long. He coaches. He's a coach. He's going to coach somebody. 40-30, by the way. Vondi to take the 4-2 lead in this first third set.
They have split as coach and player. Let's have a look.
All right. Vondi gets the deuce. Vondi gets the deuce.
Osaka had to say over on Instagram. She said, "Mercy, wishing you nothing but the best."
All right, deuce. Also, Fernandez got break points. And Fernandez breaks. All right, 3-1 Fernandez. Okay, Fernandez with a break. Also, Eala's got a break back point. 3-2 as Vondi goes to the forehand of Eala. Vondi forehand to the forehand of Eala. Eala in the net, back to deuce. All right. We're back at deuce. As Eala gets another break point. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. Fernandez, by the way, 30 love. She is dominating the start of this final. Advantage Eala to get back on serve. As a return goes into the backhand, but it's out by Eala. And we get back to deuce. Back to deuce. All right, as Vondi gets to advantage. Fernandez goes to 4-1. 4-1 in this first set. All right. As that goes out, and Vondi's got 4-2. Okay. 4-2, Vondi. As Eala serves 15 love. First serve is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes back in of Eala. Up goes a lob from Vondi. Eala with a nice forehand. And then she puts away the smash. And it's 30 love. 30 love. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Vondi forehand into the forehand of Eala. Lob goes up. Vondi with the backhand to the backhand of Eala. Eala in the net. 30-15. 30-15. As Eala serves again. Serve to the forehand of Vondrousova. Return goes to the forehand of Eala. Vondrousova backhand to the backhand of Eala. Again to the backhand of Vondi. As Eala backhand slice. Vondi slices it back. Into the forehand of Eala. And then Vondrousova off the tape hits a winner. And it's 30-0. Vondi gets a little lucky. 30-0. All right. 30-40, by the way. Chance for a double break here. Fernandez in this final. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Vondi on the stretch. Into the forehand of Eala. Drop shot's good. Vondi gets it with a slice. And then up goes a lob by Eala. Vondi with the smash. Eala with the backhand. Goes wide. Vondi too good. 30-40 to get the 5-2 lead and serve for the match. All right. 30-40. All right, 30-40. Eala with the serve. Vondi slices it back. Eala goes down the line. That's a winner. We get to do this, by the way. 5-1 Fernandez. She served for the first set. All right, 5-1 Fernandez. As Vondi hits a slice into the forehand of Eala. Backhand out from Vondi, the backhand of Eala as Vondi hits a forehand on the stretch. Eala comes in with a volley. Vondi puts up a lob. Eala gets it back. Vondi with a slice. Eala with a volley. Cross-court winner. That's a great shot. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala as she tries to stay in this final set. As that goes out by Eala. And we get back to deuce. Fernandez 30-15, by the way. Serve to the backhand, Kellen Sky. Kellen Sky in the net. 40-15. Fernandez to take the first set here in the final of Washington. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Kellen Sky. Forehand of Fernandez. The forehand of Kellen Sky is Fernandez backhand. Goes long and it's 40-30. All right. 40-30. Still set point for Fernandez as Vondi hits a lovely winner. And it's advantage Vondrousova. Advantage Vondrousova. As set point number 2 for Fernandez. Backhand goes out. And we get to deuce. All right. Advantage Vondi for the double break. As a return from Vondi sliced into the forehand of Eala. Vondi backhand on the stretch. Eala forehand down the middle. Vondi with a pass. Eala with a volley in the net. Too good, Vondi. She's just too good at maneuvering the ball around the court. You know, you might come to the net on a decent approach, but Vondi's just not going to hit a hard passing shot. She's just going to hit it awkward for you. You're going to have to hit a very awkward volley, a lunging volley, you know. All right, Vondi's going to serve for the match. And Fernandez gets a third set point. Also, Monfils is playing right now. He is 4-all. All right, advantage Fernandez. Good serve down the tee. The return goes in, and then Fernandez hits a drop shot, and that's a winner. Fernandez, 6-1, first set. Leylah Fernandez. Great start. All right. Fernandez, first set. And Vondrousova is going to serve for the match. Kellen Sky, by the way, 3 winners, 13 errors in that first set. By far the worst set she's played in the last few days. She wasn't playing that poorly against Raducanu. She was on fire against Raducanu. And Fernandez played well. 6 winners, 8 errors. But Kellen Sky just throwing so many errors. All right. Vondi serving for the match. She hits a ball in the net. Love 15. Love 15. As it is serve into the forehand of Eala. Return goes to the forehand of Vondrousova. Eala with a forehand pass. Vondi with a volley. Eala with a lob. Goes in. Love 30. Great lob. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. As Vondi comes in with an easy volley winner. 15-30. As we're serving to the front of Eala, return goes to the front of Vondi, but it's out by Eala. 30-all. Vondi 2 points away from progressing. And now she's got to go play Kostyuk in the second round. That's not easy. Forehand goes down the line from Eala. Slice from Vondi as Eala comes into the net, but hits it in the net. It's match point Vondrousova, 40-30. To take the win. And look, Eala came in here with a shoulder problem. And it hasn't gotten any better. But again, it's just so... Vondrousova is so hard to play. She's so hard to play. She's so awkward. You know, it's such an awkward opposition. As with a forehand now from Eala. Vondi with a forehand. As Eala backing on the stretch. Vondrousova forehand open court. Eala's going to get there with a slice. But it's in the net. And there it is. Vondi takes the win. Comes back from a set down. Wins in 3. And she knocks Eala out in the first round. But she's going to take on... Kostyuk now. But like I said, tough opponent. You know, Vondi doesn't get enough credit for the way... I mean, because she doesn't play a style that people like. You know, it's not an exciting game, but... You know, it's not, you know, she doesn't hit winners. She's not, you know, going for all these shots. It's not fancy. It's just effective, though. And that's all that matters. It gets her to win. So that's all that matters for her. If she wins, she doesn't care how she wins. She wins. And hopefully, for Eala, that shoulder injury is not bad. And she can come back in a couple of weeks, play Cincy. And hopefully those courts will probably be more suited to her anyway. And hopefully doesn't get a first round matchup against a Grand Slam champion like she has been in the last couple of tournaments. All right. Nice from Vondi. And we'll see how she does against Kostyuk. Because Kostyuk hasn't been in the best form lately. So that could be interesting. Alex is always getting all these former Grand Slam champions. Yeah. So hopefully in the next tournament she doesn't have to play. She can at least get, you know, maybe a first round matchup that's favorable, and then play a seed in the second round. You know, at least get a good first round match for her. You know, maybe a clay court type player or something. I don't know. Just get someone who's a little more. Little better for her to warm up with, you know. And more importantly, hopefully that shoulder gets better. You know, I need that shoulder to be better, because if that shoulder's a problem, shoulder injuries are no joke. She has played a lot of tennis though this year, especially post French Open. She played a lot of grass tennis. All right, we're going to merge the streams. So if you want to keep watching the Fernandez versus Kalinskaya final, jump on over. But Vondi comes back from a set down. Good win. Solid win. Vondrousova gets into the second round. She'll take on Kostyuk in that second round. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if she can continue her comeback. Because remember, she is on the comeback as well.